Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, your weather and another round of late-day storms popping up. So with so much dry weather, we could use the rain, obviously, but there's a risk that comes along with it. Sudden rain on dry roads can leave them slicker than you might expect. And the hard, dry ground has a tendency to be more flood-prone since rain really can almost just bounce off it. That's the explanation we've been getting from Chief Meteorologist Ken Weathers throughout the day. So, Ken, what are you seeing now that we're starting to move into the evening hours?
Bo, still some of that heavier rainfall in spots, especially approaching the foothills and into the Smokies now. This is probably the last gasp of the steadier, heavier rain for the evening, but we're not going to be completely done with the rain chances overnight. We have cooled down to 75 in Knoxville, 79 in Oak Ridge, 72 currently in Maryville, and 74 in Gatlinburg. A little bit closer look. Heavy rain along I-40 into Cott County, just north of Sevierville, Lanier Elementary, all the way down through Calderwoods. We're talking about the Blount and Monroe County borders as well. And there's some lightning with these, don't get me wrong. So be careful if you're out and about. Just make sure you're staying safe from that. And be careful because of the very heavy rainfall that we're seeing in some of these spots. So let's take a look from where we are right now. I'll stop it again at 9 p.m. As I mentioned, that's probably the last gasp, at least of the evening round of showers and storms. Then a little bit quieter up to about midnight. But I expect another round of showers, maybe a rumble of thunder to move through later tonight. Severe threat low, but could still be some heavy rainfall. This is 3 o'clock in the morning right through 7 a.m. So we'll see additional showers and storms later tonight and tomorrow as well. Lows stay a little on the muggy side, upper 60s to low 70s, and decent chances of rain tomorrow as well. But notice it's going to be a little earlier in the day, the way this is looking. So not a total washout tomorrow. It's kind of a reverse. Instead of a dry morning and a wet afternoon, it's probably going to be a wetter morning and a drier afternoon. I'll talk more about that and if we have any more rain opportunities on the way coming up in a minute, though.
All right, Ken, thank you. We're already seeing the impacts of this week's pop-up storms. A section of the Spur and the Smokies down to one lane. That's going northbound toward Pigeon Forge because of a rock slide that started yesterday afternoon. Now, this closure just north of Westgate Resort, that's near the tunnel. We're told the road should be fully reopened by the end of the day, but of course, be prepared for delays. Meanwhile, the high heat this week has likely prompted you to crank up the AC a little bit more. In fact, TVA is seeing near record power demand for the summer months. But don't worry, TVA says it is prepared now to meet the demand.
We're ready. TVA employees have been preparing for this since the spring. And in addition to our normal maintenance work, we've completed 75 major projects to make the power grid more reliable for all of you.
You can likely expect a bigger power bill this month as well, but TVA says you can save energy and money if you close your blinds and curtains, use fans, also use appliances like your oven, dishwasher, even your washing machine after 8 p.m. because of the heat that they generate. And it is a good idea to download our free weather app or update the app if it's been a while. You can get weather alerts, including flash flood and heat advisories specific to your location directly to your phone. Just scan your screen or search Knoxville weather in the App Store or Google Play. Up next, a big development out of federal court today. A Knoxville man was just sentenced to 20 years in prison for supporting the terror organization ISIS. You know, we've told you about Benjamin Carpenter before, the Department of Justice telling us he went by the name Abu Hamza. He was convicted last October providing material support to ISIS. Now, he apparently led an organization dedicated to translating pro-ISIS content to English and then publishing it. Ultimately, Carpenter contacted someone in 2020 and 2021 that he believed was affiliated with ISIS and provided translation services for a project. However, that person was actually an FBI agent. Carpenter has now been sentenced to 20 years in prison, followed by 20 years of supervised release. The Justice Department saying the sentence, quote, reflects the seriousness of this defendant's conduct and the Justice Department's commitment to identifying and holding accountable those who would provide material support to foreign terrorist organizations, end quote. We are continuing our coverage tonight as the Gay Street Bridge remains closed until the bridge, well, is fixed. It is one of 3 bridges that crosses the Tennessee River from downtown and allows people the convenience to get from downtown to South Knoxville or vice versa. The bridge closed down 2 weeks ago, forcing detours for those looking to, well, head south of the river. Recently, concrete barricades have been placed on either side of the bridge to stop people from driving, biking, or walking across. One South Knoxville resident and business owner said business traffic has definitely slowed down.
I was kind of shocked because we do get a lot of downtown traffic, during the lunch hour. People walk down here for lunch, and we do get some shoppers during that time. And I think not a lot of people use James White Parkway a lot, so it really has kind of slowed the traffic down here a little bit.
We're told once that report is completed, we'll have more information about a repair timeline as well as any costs. Well, Knoxville police officers arrested 3 individuals suspected of breaking into a car in North Knoxville. Happened this morning. We're told the 3, ages 14, 16, and 18, were arrested after officers were called to the 3100 block of North Broadway. This was around 3 o'clock in the morning. Officers spotted the 3 individuals break into a white Kia sedan. After a brief foot chase, the suspects were then taken into custody. Next on our Big 7 list for you, East Tennessee students, parents, teachers gathering in Market Square today to rally against banning certain books in schools. An expansion of the Age-Appropriate Materials Act went into effect on July 1st, requiring all materials in school libraries to be, quote, suitable for age and maturity levels of the students who may access the materials, end quote. Well, on Thursday, Knox County Schools voted to revise its policy in order to begin compliance with the act. Critics of the law fear book bans may result in exclusion of the perspectives of marginalized groups and stop students like 11th grader Tanaya Brabson from seeing herself in the books she reads.
Without the books telling about our culture and what we went through, I feel like that's really bad, because then you don't know who you are, what your ethnicity means to everyone around you, and especially to you.
Students of all ages explained why they need access to books. They also took time to read excerpts from popular children's books that have been banned in other states like The Giving Tree and The Lorax. Dollywood announced on social media today that the park is closed due to a water main break. We're told the water main break is only affecting the theme park, so Splash Country and the resort properties are not impacted. All tickets and parking receipts from today will be honored when the park reopens. Next up on the 7 for you, a new survey centered around Morristown. This survey being conducted by Main Street America and downtown Morristown. The purpose of the survey is to prepare for potential growth in the area, as well as seek the public's input on what improvements they hope to see done in the future. Erica Good, a local business owner, believes the survey is a positive thing, not only for the future of downtown, but local businesses in Morristown as well.
Hopefully that bringing to light to the business owners or the building owners who do own them, who they are vacant, to start allowing some renovations and some new businesses to come downtown.
Survey is open, by the way, until midnight on July 28th. You can find a link to that survey, by the way, on our website. 3 people are facing federal charges after Knoxville police officers found 5 guns and large amounts of fentanyl and meth in the Asheville Highway area. We're told KPD's organized crime unit served 2 search warrants, 2 apartments near Asheville Highway. The apartments were linked to 2 separate drug trafficking investigations. During those searches, officers found 5 handguns, including 3 reported stolen, and more than $18,000 in cash. They also found a pound of fentanyl, close to 2 pounds of meth, and tools to resell. KPD says all 3 people who were from the Detroit, Michigan area were taken into custody on numerous drug trafficking and firearm-related charges.